Now, one more thing. Speaking of valves that need to be tightened up, I tried that behind a refrigerator one time. The thing was leaking a little bit. I pulled the refrigerator out because there was water down there. I saw that it was dripping. I remembered from before that, hey, if we had this issue before, I'm going to be really super careful this time. And I should have went outside and shut the water off, shouldn't I? And I tried tightening that thing up, and yes, you guessed it, it popped off. Here it's in a house I was living in. All the floors are done, the linoleum's done, and everything, and nobody's around. And I had a rag, and the thing popped off, and I put my hand over it with the rag, and I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? You know, nobody was around. It was before cell phones and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to run out to the front yard, shut the water off, and just let this pour out. And I counted to 3. Okay, here I go. And so I did. And luckily, you know, when I came back in, I had to get the mop and a sponge and bucket and all that kind of stuff. And I got it all up. But can you imagine if something like that happened to you, and if you didn't know where your main water shutoff was and how to turn it off, you'd be up the creek without a paddle, so to speak. Okay, so check that out, because sometimes, most times, you know, in the old days, there's just a valve out there and you can just turn it off. Well, depending where you live, if you live in a snow zone like where we do, they may have the valve down underneath the ground about 2 feet so it doesn't freeze and all that kind of stuff. It might even be deeper than that. It could be 3 feet. And so you may need a special turn, a water shutoff, I don't know what you call it, just a tool, a long thing, and you've got it, and you sit there and you turn it and you turn it and you turn it along a long piece of rebar with the rebar handle and stuff. But there's different ones. Not one doesn't fit all. Okay. At our house, the guy who comes to do the lawns and stuff, he's got to shut off all the sprinklers and the whole system before winter, and then he's got to turn it all on. Well, he needs a special tool to get down in there, and it's not the same one that you would use to turn the main water off to the house. So I still have to get one of those. I've been procrastinating, putting it off because I went to the Home Depot. They only have one style, so I'm going to have to go to an actual plumbing wholesale house or a sprinkler wholesale house, take a picture of it because it's way down in the pipe, take a picture of it and show them, and then get something, come back. I still have not done that. I need to do that. Dabbity nabbit. So anyways, all the fun things having to do with plumbing. Hope you learned something. Well, that's all I have for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.